technologies? No? Alright, let me tell you all. So technology is the use of the system, tools, and application for our work to more easier, faster, and accurate. For an office work, it helps us to complete our tasks effectively and efficiently. Effective means that we can do the right task and achieve the right goal. Meanwhile, efficiency is efficiency is doing the task with the best way, with less time and effort. Okay, let's move to the next slide. In this slide, I'm going to tell you how technology improves effectiveness. First, how complete tasks accurately. With technology, we can complete our tasks accurately because systems have a calculate and automatic data check. Second, provide clear and organized data. With technology, we can make a clear and organized data with some tools such as Excel, Word, or we can also save our file in our cloud store like a Google Drive. Next is super better decision making. With technology, this is a lot of accurate data. In this era, we can make a faster and better decision with the accurate data. And four is improved work quality. With technology, we can produce a better result of our work, such as with document, and also we can make a professional reports. Alright, next we move to the how technology improves efficiency. First, automated repetitive tasks. With technology, we can do a routine task automatically, such as calculation or sending email. Next is sorry for that. Next is reduce working time. With technology, we can work more faster than do a manual work. Do you agree with me? And third is sorry for that. And third is allow quick access to information. With technology, we can access files and data with everywhere and anything through the internet or cloud store. And last but not least is increase productivity. With technology, we can complete our work more faster so that we can improve our productivity. And before I end my presentation this day, I want to summarize all of my Materi today. So, in conclusion, technology plays an important role in improving effectivity and efficiency in office work. It helps employees work faster, better, and more professionally. And don't forget to work smarter and move faster. Thank you. If you have any questions or just give me your opinion or your suggestion, please feel free to tell me.
Thank you. On the first opening, you mentioned about that thing regarding to technology.
Sorry?
On the first, when you were doing the opening of your presentation,
Yeah.
you asked to the audience, have they experienced something bad related to technology? So my question is there any negative impact of technology to our office work?
Okay. So your question is, did I have a bad thing to the technology for our work? Is that right? Alright, thank you for your question. So technology and also it can make us a negative impact. Like uh, we can 100% believe the technology is safety because there are much of hacker in this era, right? We can truly believe that the technology is safety for our work on our data. Is that right? Okay, is that clear? Thank you. So yeah,
Yeah, that's good. It's a good answer. Thank you. And now you can continue with closing your presentation.
alright. Okay, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. And I want to say sorry for my mistake I made during my presentation this day. Have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next, urutan ke-22, peserta nomor 11.
Hello audience, attention please. Okay, I will start my presentation with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, my respected teacher, and all media. Good afternoon. Okay, how are you today? Thank you. I'm fine. Sorry. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, okay, I'm trying to, but actually, I'm very nervous today. And I think you feel like my feel, right? Yeah. Okay. Today is a great time for me to stand here. For that, first of all, let us pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing, so we can gather here in good health today. And then, yes, and solution. We upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for his family and his family. Italians, today, our presentation about one title. This is about the impact creating eco-green office environment. I'm participant number 11. Okay, move to the next slide. Okay, look my slide. Audience, I was so sorry about my second slide because I have a mistake in my second slide. Look at this. My second slide is not just about, it's not about secretary job. Actually, my second slide is about definition, how to equilibrium, and conclusion. This is about my systematic, my presentation. I'm sorry for the mistake. I'm sorry, Mrs. Okay, today I will explain about 3 points. This is about definition, about how to equilibrium, and the last one is conclusion. Okay, before I will explain about definition, please raise your right hand when you understanding about about what is equilibrium. Okay, never mind, never mind. I will tell you about what is equilibrium. I'm sorry. Okay. EcoGreen obviously managed environment using three R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle to minimal waste and pollution. Okay, now in the next slide is how to support EcoGreen in the company or the office. In myself, I have 2 points for how to support EcoGreen. The first point is digitalization. We can digitalization use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We can use Word for making Notulen, and we use Excel for managing PTCast and PowerPoint for presentation, right? Okay, move in the second point, but before I will explain the second point, I will share to you about my experience, and I think you have same experience like my experience. Yesterday, we worked many tasks, yes, and then we don't print all my work, right? Now, this is about digitalization. Yesterday is an example for digitalization. Again, now in the second point for how to support eco-green is energy efficiency, or we can save energy. The example for saving energy is the first one. I will tell you about 2 examples. The first is turn off your light when the morning or the afternoon and turn on in evening. And the two in the second is turn off your computer when you're not using it. Okay, next. And next is conclusion. Creating a great environment is not just about planting trees. It is about a lifestyle shift that can start in our workspace. The real impact of this simple thing is the creation of healthier ecosystem, which directly improves our quality of life and mental well-being. Okay, audience, this is my presentation. Any question?
Okay. Thank you for the presentation about the corporate office. You said that the simple step in a creation to healthier ecosystem in the office. Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Improves the quality of mental well-being. Can you give me a real example why when we have an green office, so the mental well-being person is getting better?
Okay, thank you for your question.
Example.
Okay, I will answer your question. I'm sorry, can you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
You write there that simple step is the creation of a healthier ecosystem in the green office that will impact in the mental well-being, right? I hope you understand what's the meaning of mental well-being, right? So, can you give me the real example? What simple step that make mental well-being?
Okay, the example for the healthier ecosystem is the first is paperless, because the paper is making maker for trees. So when we digitalization our paperless, we save ecosystem. And this is my answer. Thank you for your question.
Paperless, you answer with paperless?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. This is my presentation, and I will close my presentation. I hope my presentation is useful for everyone. And everyone, let us support digitalization for eco-green. Okay, I'm sorry for the mistake, and thank you for your attention. I will close my presentation with Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Baik, untuk selanjutnya nomor urut 23, peserta nomor 17.
Honorable Judges and respected audience, good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. It is a great honor for me to stand before you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am participant number 17, and I want to present about successful communication effect on good office relations. So let's move on to the next. I want to share with you about definition of communication. Communication is the process of sending and receiving the message between individual or group. And communication not only about sending and receiving the message, but also the message ensuring it's understood correctly. And communication is need feedback. Are you agree with me?
Yeah.
Without feedback, communication is incomplete. And let's move the next slide. In this presentation, especially for communication, it's three objectives of communication. Is there improve communication skill. Second is enhance professionalism. And the last objective is build better workplace relationship. And the first is improve communication skill is only for administrative assistant or we must be able to share information correctly and clearly. And the second point is enhance professionalism. Good communication is reflect and person attitude and responsibility and professional environment. And the last is good better work-life relationship. Effective communication is help create a positive interaction between colleagues, teamwork, supervisor, and audience. And the next is when communication is effective. When communication is effective, we can create a trust in environment and it will respect in teamwork and standard collaboration with colleagues, teamwork and supervisor, and it increases productivity. Alright, and in my conclusion is successful communication is the foundation of strong office relationship. And communication is not only about delivering the message, but we so make sure that message can understood correctly. That's all my presentation. Feel free for judges to.
Okay. In your presentation, you even mentioned it twice, yeah? Communication is to ensure the message received well. So my question is, according to your opinion, is there any tips and tricks how to deliver an effective message? Right?
All right, thank you for the question. Allow me to answer your question, Ms. Ethan. In my opinion, trick and tips to share information clearly is we must to give a something instruction clearly and accurate. And it's simple, but it can be understood. And we should do confirmation again and clarify our message for is avoid to misunderstanding. That's all my answer. Is enough.
Good answer.
Thank you. And thank you for attention. Sorry if in my presentation I have some mistake. Thank you and good afternoon.
Urutan ke-24, peserta nomor 16.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I'm happy to hear that. Well, it is pleasure for me to be here today before all of you in student competition of vocational high school 2026. It is precious opportunity. I would like to welcome judges of this competition, like your teacher and everyone. I cannot mention one by one. Welcome. Well, before I begin my presentation, let's be praise for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for blessing us with health so we can talk here today. Salawat and salam delivered to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to bring us from the darkness to the world we live in today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand at the forefront of industrial revolution 4.0, a transformation era where digital technology shaped every aspect of how growth and one of them. And one of them is the virtual meeting. And I, participant number 16, I'm standing right here in front of you to give presentation about virtual meeting to increase productivity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, without further ado, let's get started with the first one. Here's one. Virtual meeting responsibility. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will explain one by one in more detail. First, managing administrative tasks. Ladies and gentlemen, the secretary. Second, organizing the executive schedule. The secretary handles meeting appointments to ensure that the leader time is well managed. Plus, preparing and attending meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, the secretary must prepare meeting material, segment it, and ensure that the meeting is run smoothly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see from this slide, that the secretary has been done to make the job done. With a virtual meeting, help the secretary to have a finish their job. Well, before I proceed to the next slide, I want to make sure that you follow what I'm saying. Is that clear for everyone? Yes. That's perfect. If everything is clear, I just want to next to the next slide. Here's one. The rule of information of increased work.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, that the secretary has many tasks to make their job done. So the question is, what are the rules secretary the role in the affirmative information technology? To find out, let me think the rule. First, assisting in document creation. Ladies and gentlemen, in the company, secretary use applications such as Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. Second, managing digital schedules and agendas. The secretary it helps secretary more organized and accurate, especially dealing with scheduling. For example, Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook, and the other update platforms. And last, supporting fast and effective communication. Virtual meeting helps secretary communicate faster, more effective, and more efficient. We update a flow. For example, using email, Google Drive, video conference, Zoom meeting, Google Meeting, and the other application. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are you following me so far? That's perfect. I will continue to the next one. Here is that. Use virtual meeting in productivity. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, that the virtual meeting helps secretary this job. Very important role in helping secretary to do day-to-day work. So, the question is, how to use virtual meeting in productivity? To find it, let me see to use. First, formal education. Experience alone isn't enough because it can be limited. Formal education gives secretary standard knowledge to correctness and ensure that the professional is education. And second, training and growth. Ladies and gentlemen, the secretary role is keep evolving. It is no longer just answering the phone, typing letter, or making a document. If secretary stop learning in the virtual meeting, these skills become outdated. So we must join training and growth. And last, seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, tell you that the job is changing. No school can teach anything. So we must join training in the seminars. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, do you make myself clear? Yes. That's perfect. If everything is clear, I will continue to the last. Here's conclusion. In the conclusion, secretary plays important role in managing documents, scheduling, communication, and data. By virtual meeting, they can work more effective, communicative, efficiently, and productive. Continuing learning is essential to keep up with the technology development. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will bring me to the end of my presentation. Now we come to question and answer session. If you have any question or comment, don't hesitate to ask me, and I will be delighted to answer. Yes, Bill.
Thank you. Good presentation. I want to know, you said that if we are not continue learning, our skill will be out of date, right? What will happen if we out of date? What will happen for the administrator if not learning continuously?
Thank you for the question. Let me try to answer. In my opinion, that the essential is keep evolving. With the joint training and course in the virtual meeting can help secretary to manage the standard knowledge. Because in digital era, keep evolving. So secretary must have knowledge in the schedule and then ensure that in the schedule, secretary must know that the virtual meeting is very important in the day. I hope you can answer your question.
Thank you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is all my presentation. Is it to end my presentation? Good. Thank you for attention and thank you for watching. Good afternoon and see you. See you.
Untuk selanjutnya urutan ke-25, nomor peserta 22.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How is it after Punjabi the competition and teaching kids test? Is a picture to the other. First off, thank you for giving me the chance to speak in front of you. Really happy to be here. That introduce myself. My name is Sita Technology. Participant number 22. Today, I would like to present the topic. The title is what is sorry. The title is Managing Multitasking Tasks at Secretary. Okay, before we dive into the topic, I will start with a short pattern. Look at the cartoon to see the flowers. The child is new, so thank everyone for your time. Let's start our presentation, please. Okay, before we dive into the topic, what is the first thing that touches you when you hear the word of secretary? Some people might imagine someone each other seated behind the text or manual type. Maybe some of you think that. That's okay, but actually their job is much more than that. Secretary of busy and how many responsibilities to manage. So, multitasking is a very important for secretary. Okay, next, what is multitasking? Are you curious?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with a simple understanding. You know, secretary will now text. In the text is done out one by one. It comes together. Since you are something to do, that's why multitasking is really needed. Okay, I think secretary is how many text. Okay, let's look at this slide. Rule of secretary such as manage schedule and appointment and handle email and communication and then organize meeting and superintending of these activities. They also have their tasks, so they must work fast, careful, and efficient. So that's why multitasking is important because sometimes you have many tasks at the same time, and sometimes they don't organize your work, or maybe they think I will do later, and never comes. And this problem make multitasking.
So, are you curious how to manage multitasking pattern? Okay, first, you can make a task list. So, we know what we need to do. Second, prepare this text. Decide which tasks are important and urgent. And then set deadlines. It helps us stay on track and focus on one thing at a time. So we don't get distracted easily. Again, maybe telephone family taking very time on your attention and at your communication.
Thank you. According to your opinion, when you are handling multitasking job, what is the most challenging for you?
Okay, thank you for your question. I handle many tasks at a time, and so I must have good multitasking. And sometimes we have many things at the same time. If the sorry,
So you imagine that when you work like this way, you have to do a lot of things at the same time, right? That's what we call multitasking. Is that correct? When you are doing a lot of things, it makes multitasking. So what is the most difficult thing when you are doing multitasking?
okay. If during the task with difficult, I will before I do the task, I will make a task list and I make bricks the task with important knowledge. I can do first the important and with good deadline. So I think everything can be more structured and more organized.
Another way is doing prioritizing. That's good. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, if you have more question, I would like to say that multitasking is a very important. It's not just for signature, but also for yes, if we can multitasking well, we can do a better job. We can work fast, stay organized. Okay, thank you for your time and your attention, and have a good day. Okay, I have a pattern. The actual book. Sorry, my love. I hope I shared today is useful and can help you in your day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, next, for the presenter number 26 is participant number 10.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, honorable teachers and fellow participants. I'm participant number 10. Today, I would like to discuss a topic on managing multitasking tasks as a secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen are managed documents at the same time?
Yeah.
Why? Today, I would like to explore how managing multitasking tasks, especially for secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, let's explore some points in this topic. There are 5 points in this presentation. Those are, first, the definition of managing multitasking and kind of managing multitasking for secretary. Second, the benefit and importance for secretary. And third, how to managing multitasking. Fourth, conclusion. And the last is question and answer station. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's explore some points in this presentation. The first point is about what is multitasking. It is the ability to manage documents or work at the same time. And what kind of multitasking does the secretary do? Remember the secretary job, right? Yes. They are making schedule, making letters, making documents, invoices, reports. If these documents are not managed properly, they may be damaged. That's why secretary must have a skill to multitasking. Moreover, if multitasking are not managed properly, they may be messy or they may be damaged and building stress. And then the second point is, as you can see in this slide, I will tell you how to manage multitasking. First, multitasking. Sorry. First, you can use multitasking. You can use some tools. We are in a digital era. We must have knowledge how to use digital tools. For secretary, we must have knowledge how to use calendar, how to use documents for Word, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Google Calendar. As I mentioned it before, the secretary's job, Google Calendar may help us to scheduling your director schedule. And then the second, you must plan schedule. When you are can plan your schedule, it may help us to manage time as well. And thirdly, you must set priority. You can use like the importance text, and then the urgency of text. And the fourth point is stay focused. Even though the names are multitasking, you must finish one text before you will do the next text. And then the last is avoid distraction. Sometimes we are in a multitasking, are burnt out, and then we have the solution is Pomodoro time. You can set 20 times for work and 10% for break. Well, that is how to manage multitasking. This is very important for us as secretary. And then the next slide is I will tell you the benefits and the importance of multitasking. First, multitasking may help us to increase its productivity because everything are done before we finish the deadline. And then, second, it makes more efficient because all records are organized systematically. Third, build responsibility. Now, we can learn how to use manage properly. And fourth, it may help us to improve skills. Remember, more you practice, more you have experience. Practice makes perfect. And fifth, it may help us to improve time management. As I mentioned it before, it may help us to increase productivity. Well, that is the benefit of the importance of managing multitasking. And now, I would like to conclude of this presentation. By multitasking with good management, now we can more effective, more efficient, and more faster. In today's digital era, we must have a knowledge and must have a skill in multitasking. And the next session is question and answer session. If you want to give me some question, I will be very to answer it from now.
Okay, participant number 10, very good presentation. Well, you said in multitasking task, there is some difficulties in handling multitasking. My question is almost the same with Ethan, that what is the most difficult handling multitasking?
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you for your question. I will try to answer it. The question is difficulty when we use or when we are multitasking secretary. Sometimes we are bored because everything are digitally and the text are many documents. And then first, the solution is you must have knowledge the digital tools, because with digital tools are more safe for us, especially the archive management. Archive management may help us to save time because all records or all documents are managed by systematically. So we don't need to search the documents, and then we do not burn out. And sometimes, because we are multitasking, we are bored or stressed. The answer is the answer or the solution is you can set Pomodoro time, as I mentioned it before. Does it answer the question? All right. Thank you for the judges who have given me question. I hope this presentation will be beneficial and get you good understanding on managing multitasking tasks for secretary. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selanjutnya untuk penampilan 27 peserta nomor 18.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Honorable judges, honorable teachers, and respectful audience, let's express our praise and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who bestows His grace and guidance for all of us, so that in this occasion we can gather here without any obstacles. Salawat and salam may always extend to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who brought us from the darkness to the brightness. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I explain more about my presentation, let me introduce myself. My participant number is 18, and today I would like to deliver my presentation about service excellence in handling complaints. But, do you familiar with excellent service? So the keyword of excellent service is provide a best service to the customer, and we focus on aiming to meet the customer needs. So excellent service is aimed to give the customer satisfaction. And I will give you a simple case to help us to understand better. So I have a friend who internship in a waiter at a hotel. So one day when the customer is overloaded in a day and he feels so tired, and hours later he feels so tired, and there's a customer asks them, just as simple as, "Where is my order taking too late?" And he just say like, "Just wait a minute, the food took time to be done." With no smile, and her expression is unreasonable. So the customer will think that he is so rude. Do you agree with the customer too?
Yeah.
So what's the effect of the bad quality service in a company? It will influence in the company reputation. So if the company reputation is gone bad, it will make the trust of the customer will be low. So this is why excellent service is important to maintain trust and also maintain a good reputation of a company. But beside of that, excellent service it's important because it shows our responsibility, because it makes customer feel valued. And then it's also improves service quality, because feedback or complaints from customer will help us to improve service quality. And then to handle the complaint, we have to say sorry to the customer because we make them feel uncomfortable, and then we have to respond quickly, because fast response reduces customer frustration. And then we have to use positive and respectful language. It will keep the communication professional, and it will also prevent us to have a fight with the customer. Because have a fight with the customer is a big no in the service field. And then we have to show empathy to the customer, because it will make them think that we understand them. And then we have to record complaint for evaluation, because it will also help us to improve service quality. So, based on my presentation today, we can conclude that service excellence in handling complaints helps improve customer satisfaction and build trust. By listening carefully, responding politely, and provide a solution, company can resolve problems quickly. And good complaints also support a positive company reputation and a better service quality. So that's all my presentation today. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask me.
Okay. You mentioned about handling complaint, and then customer satisfaction is very important, yeah? I wanted to know, you can imagine a situation if you disagree with the customer opinion, but you need to explain it to them. How to explain in a professional way when you are in a disagreement with the customer?
Okay, thanks for your question, judges. So if I meet a customer who disagree with my opinion, and even though my opinion is right, and I have to be patient to explain to them, because, and I also have to explain it calmly, because if I being stubborn too, and maybe use a high pitch of my voice, it can lead to having a fight with them, and it's not good in service file. So as I mentioned before, having a fight with customer is a big no in a service file. So I have to keep it, I have to explain this calmly, and I have to be patient more with the customer. This is it enough? Yes? So that's all my presentation today. Will be useful for you guys and especially myself. So I apologize for any mistake in my presentation. So see you in the next occasion. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, participant number 8. Now we go to presenter 28. Participant number 13. 13.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before I say anything else, I want to mention that from 1990, it was very under of mountain of pep, a lively, and a type of clack of typewriter. And today's world, whose office and library next to it can fit in one long in your pocket. Under the judges, mistake teachers, and fellow participants, we are living in an era where time becomes the most important. In traditional office, 50% of working days is just spent word to word. They have to search hard, judges, and spend their time seeing nothing that can help in email. And participant number 13, and I'm standing right here today to tell you why efficiency is no longer a luxury thing, but it is a necessity. Because if we don't master the technology that help us at work, we will be slave of a process that means to help us. Okay, now, before understanding why efficiency is created by technology, we have to know these three pillars of the modern office. Number one pillar is the data of distance. We have witnessed the data is not about reading geography, but it is powered by your connection. And second is the power of automation. The power of automation is not a way of work. Not because automation is not replaced the worker, but it replaced the boredom of the work. Brilliant brain have been pushed down so much by something very robotic, like repetitive tasks, manual filing, and manual schedule. With using AI to help us with managing this task, we can spend our time more with our family, and we can elaborate our human experience to focus into something that's more important, like creativity, connectivity, empathy, and high-level strategy. Now we have moved to a data processor to value management. And the last thing is, right now, we live in an era where data becomes everything, right? Yes. But in the past, a leader often made mistakes because they used their feelings or to get guides in making decisions. But right now, we are guided by the clear path. If we use our data, because we know data as it is, we can clear problems before it happens. And after all of everything, it's not just about working as hard as you can, but it's about finding the right time, the right decision, and the right direction. Now imagine this, everyone. We live in a world where we can finish our work at 5 p.m. Not because we are lazy, but because the tools we use is help us and work hard as we do. Technology is something that gives you an extra hour, an extra minute, an extra week spend with your family and your loved one. So let's smart. Let's work smarter, harder. Using technology as your company, using technology as your help, not using technology not using technology as a distraction. Because we don't live the work, we work to life better, and technology is the branch that takes us there. In conclusion, remember this, everyone. A hammer is mental peace before a carpenter using it. Technology, it is silent tool, silent partner, silent company, waiting for us to command it. So use technology wisely to help you efficiently in your work, to help you connect back with your family, to bring back your time that have losing because you're doing so many work. Okay. Remember everyone, work smarter, life better. Smarter, not hard. Please repeat with me. Work smarter, life better, smarter, not harder. Thank you, that's good, everyone. And that's all. Thank you for your attention, and I'd be delighted to answer all of your questions.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Professor Materi. I want to know what you said in your number 2 maybe. You said that technology will help you with the distance. Can you give me one application that carry on then? the depth of distance? Yeah.
Very interesting question. Thank you for the question. So the technology that can help us express this, I think all of us is really familiar. I'll just give one example of application. It's Zoom. Everybody is familiar with Zoom, right? Because because at the COVID-19 era, we use Zoom mostly because we cannot connect physically with everyone. So using Zoom is a way example to using distance, especially with people or city or another country. Is that enough, please?
Thank you.
That's all, everyone. Thank you for being a great audience. Have a nice day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, 2 more to go. Masih sabar ya? Oke. Urut 29 adalah peserta nomor 02.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, teachers and the audiences. How are you today? I'm Thank you. Alright, let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Alvaro, participant number 2. And today, I will present our service of excellence in handling conflict. Participants, do you know our service of excellence in handling conflict? Alright, this is my presentation. I will put servicing of excellence in handling conflict. Let us get started. Alright. Introductions. First of all, do you know why handling conflict is very important? Alright. Handling conflicts are normal in services. Why are they? Because when the customer comes to the company can know about the problem, and the company can know the detail environment and to the improvement. And compliments are attached to improve. When the company have a good handling, customer can make customer loyal and customer can happy. So when the company can have a good feedback, company can have a good improvement to the customer feel happy and feel loyal. And section 2 tips to handle conflict. The first, listen carefully. When the company complains, we can listen about the problems, and complaints. Why? Because company can give the listen and payful attention and general interpret company and customer. And second, say sorry. Why? Why asking say sorry? Because when we are say sorry, customer can feel we are care about the problems. Give a clear solution. When the customer, a company, we can give a solution, we can give a feedback about the problems of the company customer. And last, follow up the problems. Why we follow up the problems? Customer complaints, so customer to have about the problems, and we can give a solution. Better is about good service. Customer feels safe. When the customer complain and company can give a feedback, customer can feel good, and customer can feel respected about the problems, and customer can respect it because the company can profit about the problems. And second, build trust and loyalty. Build trust and loyalty. Why? Because a customer and company can give about the problems, and company can now because customer can build trust and loyalty. So customer will come back again to the company, to the office. And third, improve company image. When the company can giving good improve company, a company can have an image in the customer, in good image. So this is both professional and responsibility. Reduce future complaints. Problems are handled better. Solve complaints business. Alright, and let's say some words about conclusion. So, conclusion is complaints are not the problems, but are an opportunity. Good service needs the context and empathy. We must always learn and improve. Alright, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you are I will be happy to answer it.
Thank you. So it's about handling complaint from customer.
Yes.
Okay. The question is how to build trust and loyalty to company through handling complaint.
To cover your attention, how to build trust to the company about the handling complaints. Thank you for we can avoid trust to the company when a company complaint. We can good feedback. We can good responsibility. When the company and when the customer company can on the time good feedback and good solution about the problem and about the company customer. Thank you. Alright, thank you for your question. Thank you for your attention. And good afternoon. Have a nice day. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Last but not least, urutan ke-30 nomor 9.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, the honorable judges, the teachers, and your friends. And for the first, I would like to say thank you so much for the opportunity given to me to present the topic that we will discuss today. But before that, let me introduce myself first. I am participant number 9, and on this proud occasion, I would like to deliver a presentation about virtual meetings to increase the work productivity. So, given I'm the last participant who present in the front of you, I would like to keep please about your attention. So, and for the first, before we get into about the virtual meeting, I would like to tell you about the offline meeting. So, the offline meetings is, I'm so sorry. So, with offline meeting, we also have much thing to arrange for the first, like such as food for the participant, and then place or room that we want to use about the meeting is held, and also it will be happen for some participants can be attend at the meeting just because they are not in the same region of the meeting's location. So for solve that the problem, we can move at the virtual meeting. So in here, we have a same experience. We are joining in the technical meeting by Zoom, right? Yes. Yes. We are using Google Meet, and we are not once in the same place, right? To join at the meeting, right? Yes. So that's it. With a virtual meeting, we can keep to doing a meeting even the participant if have a different region with other. And the next is to get to know about the more detail of information of virtual meetings to increase work productivity. Let's move to the first slide. So in here is a definition. So definition of a virtual meeting is a real time. So like online interaction or online conference where the participant in different location and could be connected by internet as a software and easy collaborate communication and eliminating the need for physical travel. So, did you know about the application that we can use to hold about a virtual meeting? Let's mention together about the usually we use the application of a virtual meeting that we have a same experience before. We use about Google Meet, right? And also Zoom. Next is about Microsoft Teams. That's right, that's a good answer. So next, after we know the definition of a virtual meeting, we must know the reason why can virtual meeting increase work productivity. Point number 1, with virtual meeting, we can easy to collaborate and accessibility. So when I ask you that you agree or not, when I say with the virtual meeting, we can catch more participants can be attended at the meeting, even if the other participant is not in one region or location. Is that right? Thank you. That's a good answer. So about easy to collaborate and accessibility in here. Virtual meeting is also can be joined with anyone who have the link or the ID and also the password to join at the virtual meeting. And also for the accessibility, we can join the virtual meeting in anywhere and anytime that we are, right? And the next is about the increased productivity. So we do about the virtual meeting and the application is have some tools that we can use like share screen and then to increase and to increase about the easier to share information that we want to discuss at the meetings by virtual. And the next is about cost efficiency. It's mean with a virtual meeting we are not asked to going to travel and we can cost about the money and then we can save in time too because if we can keep meeting by on time, but also in real time, in anywhere and anytime we are. So the next is after we know of the reason of virtual meeting can increase work productivity, we must know about how to hold a virtual meeting. Point number one, to arrange a virtual meeting, we must define the purpose and the goal. And in this, I would like to ask you, would you like to join in the virtual meeting, even it's unnecessary meetings? Yes, of course, because the meeting is must be held with the purpose and goals too. So we must know where we are in the meeting right now, and then what the goals we want to achieve when the virtual meeting is held. And the goal is can make a good impact our company. So the virtual meeting must have to about the purpose and also the goals. And the next is we must divide the date, time, and application. And so, after we define the purpose and the goals, we must divide the date and the time and inform them. And also, we must still define the application that we want to use to hold about the virtual meeting. Like we are mentioned before about the Zoom meeting, and then Google Meet, and also Microsoft Teams. So after we define about the purpose and goals about the define the date, time, and obligation, we must inform to the participant that we decide who will participate at virtual meeting. So while we inform the participant, we must do
Sorry, I have to stop your presentation.
things. That's okay.
So we go to the question.
Yes.
Since you present about virtual meeting, you mentioned the step of preparing virtual meeting. What will happen if you're not preparing virtual meeting well?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let me answer your question. So when we not prepare with well about the virtual meeting, the participant will be not know about the detailed information and then the application we want to use and when the virtual meeting will be held. So to arrange all the necessary things for a virtual meeting, well is necessary to ensure about the virtual meeting is can once smoothly and be held. Can I read my conclusion presentation?
Yes, just please close the presentation. Yeah.
Of course, presentation.
That's okay. So you go to the next slide and close it.
Okay. So about my conclusion, so with the meeting we can use this collaborate and accident, and then we can reduce cost and saving time, and also explore where we utilize technology properly. And that's all my presentation. I hope the information is really useful for all of us. So if I have a mistake, I feel so sorry. And good afternoon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for all presenters. Participant give applause. Terima kasih semuanya hebat semuanya. Bagi ini semuanya sudah sangat maju, bagus, sudah enggak, sudah selesai dewan dan dewannya. Bapak Ibu pembimbing, pendamping dan peserta telah berakhir untuk pertama 2022 semoga berjalan dengan lancar. Terima kasih. Nah, setelah ini kami memerlukan waktu untuk berkoordinasi. Nanti kita akan bergabung lagi jam 4. Kita akan bergabung di tempat. Silakan relaksasi dulu, mau foto pun juga lagi. Dapat nanti kita akan bergabung lagi di ruang ini. Apabila nanti ada pertanyaan karena kami terkait dengan provinsi juga, jadi nanti kami mengabar di grup ya, selama kami berkata ini sudah selesai. Baik, terima kasih, selamat sore dan selamat bersantai juga. Terima kasih.
Liburannya bu, kok pernah bagian? Keren, malam dari keren. Iya, oh ya, nah kan karena yang mau sama gunung ini. Liburan bu, liburan bu. Nanti
Teman saya tadi tinggal di sini.
oh. Itu yang mau pilih Oke, tapan. Cepat tinggi kan?
Udah mau?
Sekarang pasti kita apa? Depan apa sih? Yang Lks
Aman,
Yes, sifat. Umur penutupan, Bu. Warningnya.
Tentang perjalanan yang berat untuk kita ukir bersama, jadi sebuah cerita pahit getirnya kisah ini, namun kuat dan menguatkan sebagai perekat setiap hati yang condong pada mimpi. Memang tak banyak orang yang mengerti tentang ini, tapi ikatan batin kan menggema sepanjang waktu. Percayalah, kita berlegenda di sana. Pilih masa depanmu di warna mimpimu. banyak renungkan. Kita diciptakan berbeda demi satu pesan yang sejuk, untuk saling melengkapi. Memang tak banyak orang yang mengerti tentang ini, tapi ikatan batin kan menggema sepanjang waktu. Oh, oh, percayalah, kita melegenda di sana. Pilih masa depanmu, diwarna mimpimu. Jika kita pernah berbagi air mata, sahabat jangan lupa bahagia bersama. Percayalah, kita melegenda di sana. Pilih masa depanmu, diwarna mimpimu. Jika kita pernah berbagi air mata, sahabat jangan lupa bahagia bersama. Percayalah, kita menyatukan semua mereka yang selalu ragukan dirimu. Jika kita pernah berbagi air mata, sahabat jangan lupa bahagia bersama. Pilih masa depanmu, diwarna mimpimu. Sahabat jangan lupa bahagia bersama. Vokasi percaya.
Kalau kayak kita punya rumah tahu gimana? Oke, apa ini?